Spicy, tangy, crunchy, divine dish here. It's garlic pork, pickled in brine for 1 week, then give a good cook and give it a good fry to enjoy with some Portuguese dinner roll. Come on into Jenny's Walk and let's see how to put this divine dish for this festive season, garlic pork. Hi foodies, this is Jenny here from Jenny's Walk. So let's see how to put that lovely garlic pork together. It's a dish that you will find around the festive season or holiday season, and it's really derived from the Portuguese. It's a Portuguese dish. I was very lucky. I was 17 years old, and at that time I used to live in Canada, in Simcoe, Ontario, and I had this Portuguese friend, Marie and Manuel, and Marie taught me to make this recipe. So this recipe is over maybe 100 years old because it was her grandmother, and I'm sure Marie, she have passed away now, because if I check the years, I know at that time Marie was like 65 and I was like 17 years old. So wherever the Portuguese have settled, you will find that the people today or back then will be making this lovely garlic pork. Places like Guyana, the Hawaiian island, all where they settled in the Caribbean islands, also where the Portuguese settled, you will find this dish. So it's a pickled dish, where Marie in Canada is very cold there. You know, the winter is brutal. So she would usually pickle this and leave it in her basement because it's very cold down there. And then she will take them out and use them. So what we need is some pork. Boneless pork is best. And she used to use part with the skin. So she will chop the pork up really nicely. I'm going to cut into this pork and show to you. But let me list out the ingredients. So this is peppercorns for the brining process. I have some sumac. I will add. She never added this, but you know, here at Jenny's Walk I do things a little differently. So this sumac is a nice tangy lemon flavor which will go nice with meat. This is a mixture of nigella and cardamom, a whole bunch of, what is that, fenugreek, cumin, a whole bunch of stuff in there. I'm going to list it for you. And this is mustard seed, the golden mustard seed. You will find this in your turkey and your pastrami and all of that. Lovely. Of course, we're going to need a lot of garlic, and I am washing my meat with the lime. We would be using some apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar. Anyone you could use. Marie used white vinegar and red wine. Either red wine or red wine vinegar, or red wine with apple vinegar. Any vinegar or white vinegar. This is white vinegar here also. But now I have seen a lot of recipe that just use a regular white vinegar. You're going to be needed salt and white sugar. Now, the ratio for the salt and white sugar is for 1 part salt and 2 parts sugar. Remember, it's a brine. And of course, I have my bay leaf. We're going to be using our bay leaf to put it in there. So first, what I want to get started, I want to cut the pork. But I first want to let you know that the pork will shrink. So you give it a good cut. And she would cut it in parts where she will have the skin and the meat going down. So let me just show to you that this is what it would look like. And this is going to fit into a glass bottle I have there with a plastic cover. So let me get this started. But first, what I want to do is cut it nicely and give it a good wash. And we will marinate this pork and let it sit there for a good 2 hours before we start the brining process. So let me get started here at Jenny's Walk, making this lovely dish for you. It's a cutters, as you would say in the islands when you're drinking your beer and drinking your liquor. And it is fine in a lot of kitchen and family around this festive season. Okay foodies, so my meat is all washed. So here I have some green seasoning. My foodies who follow me knows that sofrito, which is herbs. I have here parsley, shadow benny or bandania, or that Spanish thyme, recao, cilantro, scallion, parsley, curly parsley, marjoram. I have a lot of those green seasoning in there with garlic and ginger. So what I just popped there was some riri peppers. That's a nice hot pepper. I love the flavor of that riri pepper. So I want to marinate this pork for a couple of hours in this fresh herbs before I start the process of pickling it. So let's get this marinated a little bit. So now I want to add just a 1/4 teaspoonful of cumin and jeera. Cumin, which is jeera, and coriander. This is my sumac that I showed to you just now, have that lovely tangy taste. So seeing that it's pork, you know, it will help give it a great flavor. In goes that, and it's garlic pork, right? So this is some fresh ginger garlic paste that I want to infuse into the marinade, and I also have my whole seeds or cloves of garlic, as we would say. I have that also to use in the marinating process, in the brining process, sorry. This is some lemon juice. This is lemon oil from doTERRA. This is completely optional, but because I am doing 2 drops, because I'm doing a meat, I always like to season that meat well. And we all know that pork, it have a name there for itself, what everybody thinks about the pork meat. So everybody preference is different. So this is what I'm going to do. And I want to add, you don't have to add salt at this point because it is going into brine. But I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoonful of salt, and this is our meat. There you go. This is our pork pieces that we cut really nicely. And I give it a good wash. So you see how it is. You leave the skin and the marbling there. Let it hang just like this together. And you leave some of that fat in there. That fat, when you fry, you will see in the ending part of the cooking of this delightful dish, you will see how that is going to come in for you. So good mix. It smells divine. Wow, this thing smells lovely. This is why I want to marinate it before I start the pickling. So let me give this a good mix, and we will be back in 2 hours to start the pickling. Lovely mixture. Only if you could smell my kitchen right now, foodies. Divine. Okay, foodies, so it's time to get that brining going. So these are my bay leaves or laurel. They're pretty long, so I give them a little cut. I'm going to add 1 star anise and some clove. Goes well in brining. And this is those long peppers, chili peppers. I just cut them to size and have them right there to add. And our allspice, and not forgetting our, let's get this into a little one here, so you can see exactly what it is. This is that yellow mustard seed. You find this, as I say, in a lot of turkeys and all those stuff when you're doing. So here is our bottle. So it's very simple. It's garlic, of course. So we're going to drop some of that, a couple of this, not too much. We don't want to overpower things now. And a few cloves of garlic. Remember, we have ginger garlic already in there. And now we're going to take some meat and drop it in just like so. There you go again. Don't want to make a mess, Jenny. And just give it a little bit of this. Okay, so this is how you're going to be doing your pickling. And you just continue in layers. And some clove again. A couple of this. And add your meat. See that? Just give it a little press down. Smells divine, I must say. Okay, foodies, so I'm going to go in with a 1/4 cup of salt. In goes my salt, and that will be a 1/2 cup of sugar. That is 1 to 2. And I'm going to be using some red wine. You could also use red wine vinegar, as I say. Or you could use white vinegar, or you could use apple cider vinegar. Any one you want to use, you could mix it, whatever. It's all up to you. It is still going to get brine. So I'm going to add in some of that. Now you're going to look and see what space you have. You're going to give this a good mix and let everything dissolve well in there. Sometimes you need to add water, but instead of water, I am adding the wine. Give this a good mix until it dissolves. Okay, so this looks about good. So now we're going to pour in, and you're going to allow spaces inside slowly, and just work around and making sure everybody gets that. So just play around. Okay, foodies, so this is our garlic pork. This is the garlic there that we had soaking. It already been 7 days in the refrigerator. So there we go. So what Marie used to do, she will pour everything out into a vessel. So let me take everything out, and she's going to give this a good boil for like 15 minutes. Because remember, this is raw pork meat. So she's going to cook that pork meat. And that is exactly what I'm going to do for you. I'll put it up here at the stove. So let's take a look now. So this looks pork tender. So this is all cooked now. So I'm going to take this out from here. And let's put this pot up now with our oil to fry. So foodies, my oil is here to a nice heat. And here I have that pork that I took out and I put it in a blotting paper, and I'm going to blot it out a little bit because this is going to pop and it will burn you. So you have to be very careful. So I'm going to show you a little trick. You have your lid. Here I have my lid for this lovely little pot that I have. So you're going to take a nice scoopful of your pork, just like so. Just put it in there. And you're going to lower your heat down very low. And let it gently fry. You always use it at medium heat, not when your heat is piping hot, so it don't splatter. It's the skin. The skin has that fatness and that texture on it that causes that pop, and you could be burned very badly. Little tip there from Jenny's Walk. Okay, so it has been 1 minute. So you open it up now and you give it a good little flip very quickly and cover the pot back again. Okay foodies, let's take a look. It has been 3 minutes and this looks marvelous. I like the color. It's not too dark. You see it's popping already. So let me take this out quickly. So there you go, my foodies. Our lovely garlic pork that we brine. That's that recipe that is about 100 years old for my beautiful friend Marie. May her soul rest in peace. She's no longer with us. Garlic pork here. She's Portuguese and this is how she made her garlic pork. And to complement it, I have these Portuguese dinner rolls that you could put it in there. Lovely. You could have some hot sauce with it. But it's already have some lovely spices to go with it. Some lime here, fresh squeezed lime juice will just enhance the lovely brining meat that you're going to be enjoying here. Brine, pickled, whatever name you know it as. Divine. So don't forget to like and share this lovely video with your friends and family. This is a great idea here to make this garlic pork for the festive season, holiday season, Thanksgiving. You know, every table will be having this dish around this time. So again, marvelous. Thank you for joining me from my kitchen to your kitchen. Happy cooking.